Over the past few days in math, we've been talking about shapes and more specifically 2D shapes. Remember, 2D just stands for two-dimensional, which means flat. So shapes that are flat. Our goal for today is I can use shapes to make different shapes. You'll find in real life that some things that you see are made up of different shapes. For example, a brick wall is made up of a bunch of bricks. Well, each brick is a rectangle. So if you put a bunch of rectangles together, it makes a brick wall. We can use shapes to make pictures. I can use a triangle and a square to make a house. So you see how they put the square and the triangle together. And I can add shapes to change the picture. So now they added another square to it. And they also added up here the rhombus to make the house just have a little more detail. Okay, so start with the hexagon and use blocks to make a picture. How many shapes did you use? We don't have blocks, obviously, because we're at home. So drawing the picture will be just fine. Please get out your Show Me app and pause the video until you have it all ready. I'm going to start by drawing a hexagon. And I know it's not perfect, that's okay, it doesn't have to be. As long as it has 6 sides like a hexagon. And I'm going to add some triangles to it to turn it into a flower. So I'm going to add a triangle on each side. And there we go. We have a little flower. Notice I used real shapes. I used triangles. I didn't add squiggles to it. I didn't make random shapes like that. I used shapes that we've learned, and obviously we've learned what a triangle is. So here's my flower. Then the second part is how many shapes did you use? Okay, so I used one hexagon, and I'll write an H for hexagon. And then I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. I'll write T for triangle. And that makes sense because a hexagon has 6 sides, and if I put a triangle on each side, well, that's going to be 6. Start with the triangle and use blocks to make a picture. What shape did you use? You can make anything out of this triangle. Going back to that flower example, you didn't have to make a flower. You can make any shape, any picture, as long as you're using real shapes. But I think with this triangle, this makes me think of a fish. And that's actually going to be the tail of the fish. And for the body, I'm going to draw an oval, which is like kind of a flat circle. And then I'm going to draw 2 more triangles for the flippers, the fins that are going to help it to move through the water. And there's my fish. So I used 1, I'll write O for oval, and 3 T for triangle. Okay, next up we have a square. Okay, what shape can you make out of a square? And then how many shapes of each do you use? I'm going to turn this into a rocket ship. I'm going to start with the square down here. Draw another one on top of it. The pointy top is going to be a triangle. I'm going to add a bunch of little triangles at the bottom. And that's going to be like the fire coming out of it. And then I'm gonna add some more triangles to the side. And these are gonna be the wings. Okay, so with my rocket ship, I have a lot of triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. And I have 2 squares. All right, S for square. How do you feel about this? Hopefully you don't find this too hard because there's a lot of different right answers based on what you want to draw. Okay, go ahead and make a Christmas tree out of your pattern blocks. And go ahead and pause this until you get drawn. There's a lot of different ways you could make it, not just one. Here's what I was thinking. I think I'm gonna have a nice tall rectangle, and that's gonna be the tree. And then with a bunch of triangles, those are gonna be like the needles. And this is really using a lot of triangles. And sometimes if you're drawing, you might want to change your mind about something. As I was drawing this, I realized I don't really like the way this is looking. Not a problem. I'll just clear it and start again. I think I changed my mind that I'm gonna have one big triangle. It looks like that. That's gonna be the tree. And then a tree has to have a base. And this rectangle is gonna be that stump of the tree. And then if you've ever bought a tree before, like a Christmas tree, you would know it goes in a little holder, like this red thing right here. That's kind of the shape of an oval. So yeah, I'm gonna draw an oval at the bottom to show that that's where it's held in. So we have one oval, one triangle, and one R for rectangle. And that's my tree. And then lastly, this is kind of a review. What 2D shape has 4 vertices? Hopefully by now you remember that the word vertices means corner. So what 2D shape has 4 vertices or corners? Well, a circle, that's option number 1. Okay, that has no corners, so it can't be that. A square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that looks like it's right. But let's go through the other 2 just to make sure that we got the right answer. So the triangle has 3 vertices. Of course, I could do a better job connecting it. So that's not the correct answer because that's not 4. And then the hexagon. I know those are kind of tough to draw. But let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagon has 6. So yes, the correct answer is in fact B. There are 4 vertices on a square.